Hi, friends. Welcome back. I want to set the stage here and really firmly demonstrate that I'm not about any type of grift here or sensationalism. So I want to share how this got started and what are the, why basically almost everything that we see that we're detecting here is just something prosaic. And with that said, I will, the purpose is 100% to get interesting, non-prosaic in detection. So I want you guys to understand this is how I got started. I hope that the video comes through clearly for you guys. So I initially would log on to the stream, and you'd see these types of objects appear. You'd see these little little spots appear that last like 30, 45 seconds and just slowly appear, and they look like little spheres, and then they disappear. And seeing them, my hypothesis was that they were four-dimensional objects transiting through our 3D space right next to the station. That they just have the aliens have a monitoring base next to the station, and we only see its 3D shadow sometimes. So that was the hypothesis. Really quickly, upon actually going through the data, I learned that every time, essentially, you see one of these detections, there was a very, very bright area on the screen. And so I'm like, okay, that's all it is. It's a secondary lens flare. It's a reflection of a reflection that's causing these spots to pop up. And as this fades away, the bright spot will fade. And so I learned that quickly. And you can see what that looks like as my system is making the detection. Oops, I got a better one here. So there's the system making the detection of one of these events. So I just want to, show you. There's a very good example of the secondary lens flare, and help you guys understand. I'm not out to hustle or sensationalize anything. I really want to show you to do good work here and help advance UAP research, essentially. So here's another video. You can't see it, but down here there's going to be a detection. But so what's happening here is I want you to understand, I really think that this that we're looking at here is just some type of noise event, which is what leads me to believe that almost all the detections that we're making that are instantaneous, really quickly, are just noise. They're not visible again when the Earth is there, or against these backgrounds, which is why we see them here. But I'll show you still frames. But as you can see, there's lots of stuff happening, and I think that these are either cosmic rays or high-speed particles coming off of the sun. So, because it happens like this when the sun's at an exact angle. And just to give you a still frame of what those look like, lots of these little dim blue guys, shapes like this. There'll be bigger objects, there'll be brighter objects, lots of these. They appear very quickly. So when we see these out in our broader data, I think we have to mostly ignore them. There's some circumstances where I think they're still intriguing. Okay, and let me take you over to just some, okay. So these are events that I would think that are still intriguing to me. They occur in patches, but because of what we've looked at in the noise, I'm certainly inclined to think that this is noise. So I'll let you see what that looks like. So it's the fact that those come in little bursts of 3 or 4 seconds that I still think is intriguing. But aside from that, I like looking at the noise example. I'm very much inclined to think that that's noise. So those are the still frames from some of the still frames from the video of just what those look like. Then we come to an event like this, which we see sometimes. This is slightly different. This persists about 3 frames or so. It's not like a single frame event. It's actually appears, it builds, it's there. It could be some type of very fast and very rare lens flare that I haven't seen before. But what's also really interesting about this detection in particular and is the fact that it occurs and then some little other blip happens over here, but then several seconds later, 5-10 seconds later, you have another almost identical event happening in the exact same spot. That could lend credence to it being a lens flare, could not, but these are the sorts of interesting and good questions that we're able to ask because of the project. And so, yeah, I hope that's useful. I really just want to be clear. I'm really trying to be upfront with everybody. I'm not trying to sensationalize and say, look at all the UFOs flying past. We're looking for good quality, high quality detections, interesting things. And if a spinning circular object comes into frame, we're going to take a nice recording of it with this software. Thanks, everybody. I hope that's useful and helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, and like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.